The fate of both Universe 7 and Universe 11 boils down to the climatic battle between both Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku and Jiren at full power, but the question lingers, is Jiren hiding a deeper power within him that's going to make him relative in competing against Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, or by the end of the Tournament of Power, is Jiren destined to fail? With perfected Ultra Instinct Goku having to be labeled as indestructible, does Jiren also possess the ability to unlock Ultra Instinct similar to Goku in allowing him to fight on an equal basis? On today's video, we're going to be discussing the hidden power within Jiren that's going to ultimately manifest in his fight with Goku in the finale, and if it's possible that someone like Jiren could ultimately, just like Goku, possess Ultra Instinct. So strap on in and hold on to your Dragon Balls, because we're going to be talking about the potential of Ultra Instinct Jiren next. If you are new to this channel and enjoy what you see, then don't forget to punch that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to receive new and daily content on your mobile devices, desktops, and services that I provide, along with following me on these social media platforms to stay connected with me at all times. Thank you so much for your continued support. Now let's begin. With only 60 seconds remaining until the conclusion of the Tournament of Power, the battle that we've all been waiting for between Goku and Jiren is finally about to come to an end, as Goku not only manages to master Ultra Instinct, but seemingly does look like he's fighting against a Jiren who looks to be at full power. And joining me here today to discuss this is a member of the Dragon Ball community, debuting here for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome iVoltGaming. iVolt, it's a pleasure to have you on the channel. Now, I wanted to talk to you about this because I find this battle between Goku and Jiren now to be absolutely incredible in the idea that despite how strong Goku has gotten, we see Jiren, based on the episode preview, kind of be relative to him in terms of strength, or at least to a sense to where it looks like Jiren is able to hold his own in this particular battle, knowing that he's fighting someone who is head and shoulders now beyond him in terms of feats. So what I wanted to ask you is, based on the episode preview, based on everything we've seen for Dragon Ball Super episode 130, a lot of people have suggested in the comment section, and people have asked for video demands in discussing this subject. What I wanted to ask you is, do you believe that it's possible, in your opinion, that Jiren may potentially have Ultra Instinct going into this fight with Goku that would be able to put him on some sort of a comparative fighting level against someone like Master UI Goku, given how Goku was able to completely outblitz Jiren in the situation by the very end of episode 129? And if that ends up being the case, and we come to find out that Jiren does possess Ultra Instinct, do you believe that's a good thing or a bad thing? Do you believe that it's logical? And in the end, what are your thoughts on Jiren's power as we go into Dragon Ball Super episode 130?
Alright, so with the whole Jiren thing, right, about him just being able to be on equal grounds with Goku, what I personally think, right, is I think this guy, because like, you know how he's been designed, like he's been hyped up by everybody, like
right.
He's stronger than his own God of Destruction and all that.
Right.
I think that that's just it. Like, he's just that strong that he's able to just go toe-to-toe with Goku like this. Like, Jiren is just this guy that hasn't I feel like this guy has never had the opportunity to cut this loose, okay? So he's never gone to, like, he's never had a reason to go to 100% or beyond. So I feel like Jiren, the way he looks now, like all buffed up and stuff, I think that's him going beyond his full power here. Because, like, we're in the last 2 minutes. It's all about to wrap up. So I think that, in a sense, I feel like he's gone beyond his own limits here as well. Like, you know, Goku went beyond his limits, he got Ultra Instinct, and, you know, that's how basically he broke through his limits. That's his power that he managed to unlock. So
maybe something similar happening to Goku, how he broke through his shell. You think the same thing might be happening to Jiren?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. But like with Jiren, I don't think that he... With Ultra Instinct, I feel like he doesn't, like, he's already able to react that fast to begin with. So I think that he'd be on a completely new level if he managed to get Ultra Instinct by himself. I think he's just this strong and this much of a genius to begin with. And he's just finally beginning to tap into all of his power here in this fight, because nobody else has managed to, how do I put it, push him this far to begin with. Because you know how they stated and all that.
Right.
How
So I mean, so would you
stronger.
say that this is entirely Jiren's own power, or perhaps maybe there is some sort of a way for him to also tap into Ultra Instinct? Because I mean, if you look at the episode preview, Jiren's aura is exactly identical to Ultra Instinct's aura, in the sense to where it looks the same, it flows the same, except the only difference is Goku's is blue and Jiren's is red. So my question to you is, do you think it's logical for them to have Jiren achieve Ultra Instinct? And if that ends up being the case, let's say for example, if by some, you know, mere coincidence, Jiren also manages to obtain some sort of an Ultra Instinct like power to where it's either identical or near identical, do you believe that if Jiren were to have Ultra Instinct, that were to take away from the overall presentation of what Master UI is, and the idea that they've given us this mastery concept of a power that not even the gods have, and now you have another person that may potentially even be equal to that in stature via his own power, or by achieving a similar kind of level by doing the exact same thing Goku had gone through in having to feel overwhelming pressure and overwhelming pain on his body, as did Goku before achieving Mastered UI. What's your take on the concept of Jiren having it, and do you think that'll take away from Goku having Ultra Instinct in this battle?
See, with Ultra Instinct Goku, right, I see that in order for Goku to be able to fight on equal grounds with Jiren, I feel like Goku had to get Ultra Instinct mastered because Jiren is already on that level to begin with.
Right.
Like, that's exactly why he has that aura as well, because Jiren, like I said, he's already that powerful. Now, if he has Ultra Instinct, I wouldn't be too sure about that. He probably would, considering, like, to be stronger than a God of Destruction, you'd have to be able to overpower them in every single way, right? And one way to be able to do such a thing is to have Ultra Instinct. Because you know how we'd always see Jiren every time after he fights and he finishes off somebody, he'd go back into meditating.
Yes,
I feel like
yes.
he has power issues in a way. I feel like, I don't know how to properly explain this, but like, he can't push himself to 100% immediately. He has to like recharge himself right after he does it. You know what I mean? Like after
Right.
he uses some power, he has to recharge himself. He meditates to get back to like that state that he was, to get himself ready for the next fight. And honestly, if like, it does really look like it's his own Ultra Instinct here, but I don't think they're gonna say it's Ultra Instinct or something. I also think it's there for aesthetics to make it just look cool.
Right. So essentially, you're saying that this could be just Jiren's raw power manifested onto the surface and nothing more.
Yeah, but it also depends on like how far this preview is into the actual episode itself, because you know we've seen literally Goku overpower Jiren for the first time at the ending of the last episode.
He blitzed
right?
him. He blitzed him. So you know what that reminded me of? I said this in my review. When Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku got those shots on Jiren, it reminded me so much of when Gogeta first was introduced against Omega, and he hit him so fast he wasn't able to register what happened. So that's what that reminded me of, because as quickly as Jiren threw the punch, Goku outmaneuvered him and not only was able to counter Jiren's punch, but also hit him so fast that nobody was able to see what he did. And I think that was a very impressive feat because, like you said, that's the first time we ever saw anybody completely outmatch Jiren in that case. So, but let's say if this is Jiren's raw power and there is no Ultra Instinct, which again is debatable, because if you want to look at it from an aesthetic point of view, or if you want to look at it from based on what they're showing in the preview, it does look like he's emitting the same kind of power that Goku is. And I think that in the end, as I said before, given that they've given Goku Mastered UI, I see Goku winning in the end, just because you know, we have plot on his side, and I don't think that they want to make Jiren, you know, that much of an overpowered enemy for Goku to fight, because then you have to ask yourself, let's say for example, if they do end up buffing Jiren, that kind of like throws away the concept of having Mastered UI, because here you have another person that's able to go toe-to-toe with him. So by the end of this, however, like in your opinion, who do you see winning? Let's say, hypothetically speaking, of course, let's say they're both on a relative level. Do you see it to where it's possible for them to have a double knockout, or maybe for one to have the upper hand on the other? And if that ends up being the case, who do you see overpowering the other? And in your opinion, between the two, who do you see emerging as the winner by the end?
Okay, all right. So first of all, one thing I just want to say, okay? So I have a feeling that they're trying to make us forget about Frieza.
Right, yes.
Like they're just you know, the last time we saw Frieza, he was like just laying on the ground after he got bodied. Like he was almost out of bounds, right?
He wasn't mentioned, he wasn't referenced, nothing.
Exactly.
He's just been in the background.
We didn't see Zeno push the button at all.
Yeah.
And they make a habit of doing that, of showing you who's eliminated or not. So what I see happening, right? I see a situation that was similar to back when Goku let his guard down against Frieza, when he got like, how do I put it? Like he got death beamed. I have a feeling that
Resurrection
Goku's
F, right?
ultimately gonna, yeah. I have a feeling that Goku's ultimately gonna run out of energy, because like you've got to realize Goku was literally just barely recovered enough to stand up, and then he accessed his power. And for him to have this much energy like right now, I still don't feel like his full power here at all. And he's going toe to toe with Jiren. Like I said, I feel like he's going to run out of energy at that crucial moment, and then Frieza's just going to end up death beaming Jiren. And maybe it might end up being like, he might end up, how do I put it, like maybe even like killing Jiren to begin with, because you know that was his objective from the start. He's like, I don't care if I get eliminated or not, I just want to put you down.
And we haven't seen one character kill anyone directly in this tournament. I mean, mostly we saw the Daishinkan report back to the Omni King and saying, well, it's as a result from 17 dying from a self-inflicted, you know, attack. We've never seen somebody full-on kill another person. So by Frieza doing that, if that were to be the case, it would be very interesting, because Universe 7 wins, but at the same time, Frieza gets disqualified. So, you know, the only person remaining in the ring would be Goku at that time. But let's say, as many people have suggested, if Jiren does have Ultra Instinct, whether that be completed Ultra Instinct or imperfect Ultra Instinct, even if that were to be the case, if he were to have UI, I would go as far as to say that I don't really see him mastering UI, because if that ends up being the case, then I'm sorry, it's like Jiren would then be labeled as such a broken character. So we're not implying that he does have it, but only if he ends up, you know, obtaining such a power. I think that not only would that be illogical in a sense, to where Goku had went through hell this entire tournament to achieve such a power, and even though it was his third time tapping into that to where he mastered it, I don't want to see any other character be relative to this current power, because let's say, for example, if Jiren ends up having the same exact power and they end up being relative, then who's to say that, you know, that current level of power cannot be transcended in the future? So let's say, hypothetically speaking, Jiren does have Ultra Instinct. Do you think that him as a character would be entirely broken, in the idea that they're trying to simply upscale him to keep the storyline going for them to finish off the fight? Or do you think that in this upcoming episode, Goku's really gonna test the grounds with him in this form, and then by the end just completely mollywop him and thus winning the tournament?
And like the thing that I've been thinking about, like with Jiren and this power, I feel like it wouldn't really matter if he had it or not, if you think about it, because he's been built up to be this way from the beginning.
Right.
All the gods were talking about him, like, look at him, look at this energy. Is this really all the energy from one mortal? How can he be this strong? Is he that mortal that's rumored to be stronger than his god of destruction? So after you become stronger than a god of destruction, in my eyes, I feel like anything can be possible here, and it wouldn't really matter if he had Ultra Instinct, if he didn't. If anything, he's more overpowered without Ultra Instinct. Now, if he, like, let's say he doesn't have Ultra Instinct and he's going toe to toe with a person who can literally move without thinking, like their body just responds just by responding.
Absolutely, yeah.
That is even more broken than him having Ultra Instinct, if you think about it.
And he's been fighting regular Ultra Instinct by himself.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So like, he's more broken now that he doesn't have it. Like that's if he doesn't have it, because like I said, we don't know. But like, it's just hypothetical stuff. If he doesn't have Ultra Instinct right now, then he's completely broken beyond belief. Because now imagine if he actually got it, he'd probably outclass Goku in every single way.
And at full power, he's able to go toe to toe with Mastered UI. Even though in the end, I do firmly believe that I don't think Jiren has a chance. I mean, even at full power, he may potentially push Goku as far enough to kind of inflict more of a critical kind of attack on Jiren that can really ring him out, because I don't think that it's going to be easy in throwing out Jiren. However, what I find most interesting about him, again, is looking at the episode preview, the aura seems very similar, and the way Jiren is attacking Goku continuously, he seems to be more of the aggressor, and that's what leads me to believe that there's something about him that we haven't really learned fully yet. and I think that hopefully it's going to be exposed in the upcoming episode. Again, there's not going to be an episode this week, but more or less next week as we go into the finale. But any final thoughts as to us going into the finale and us going into the conclusion of all of this, in terms of, let's say for example, if Goku does win, what do you think his wish is going to be? Or if Jiren ends up winning, what do you think his wish is going to be? And the same applies to Frieza.
Okay, so one thing before I start talking about that is, I feel like the biggest weakness of Jiren here, like now that you've talked about it, I think it's going to be his defense.
Right.
Because he's been such a broken character that he didn't really need to focus on his defense that much. I mean, obviously, he's obviously faster than everyone else, but like now that he's somebody that's completely equal with him, if Goku manages to just get past his like offense and just strike him, I have a feeling that that's going to be the decider here. Like, I have a feeling that they're both going to go from one final like attack, and whoever lands the strike first is going to be the winner. To do with the wishes, I have a feeling that Goku, just out of respect for Vegeta and stuff, because Vegeta literally gave his energy to Goku, I have a feeling that Goku would pass it on to Vegeta, or he might just wish for, because I don't see, like, if he just revives Universe 6, would that really be fair?
No, well, yeah, I see your point on that. I mean, and plus, with the upcoming movie, they're gonna have to tie this in which I do believe that by the end of this, Universe 6 will be revived. I just don't know how it's gonna be done. I mean, because who's to say, Frieza doesn't end up winning, and then he's about to make his wish, and then he ends up going back to hell because his timer ran out, That would be kind of ironic. Exactly. But I definitely agree with you. I think that, Universe 6 has to be brought back, because imagine if they go about this and they finish off Dragon Ball Super and Universe 6 isn't revived, like what kind of wish would Goku even make at that point,
There's no way they just like shelf Hit himself. Hit has become such a favorite of mine that like there's just no way they'd be able to do that. And with Jiren, honestly, since they gave his backstory, I feel like he'd either revive his family or wish to go face that guy that ended up, destroying his family.
Right.
Because we don't even know who that was. Like, that's the thing. It's just been like a shadow, similar to like what Goku Black was. And no, let's not make any correlations between those two.
Exactly, because a lot of people have assumed that it's Belmont, it's Goku Black. But by the end of it, I mean, do you think that it is possible for Jiren to have Ultra Instinct, or do you think that it's just going to be his raw power and nothing more from there?
It's well within his reach, but I'd like it more if it's just his own raw power, because it gives him like a way to go upwards in a way of his power. He can just keep expanding, and I have a feeling that would keep Goku excited even more, and that would open up future possibilities for those two to interact more, if in, let's say, a future Dragon Ball thing, if it happens down the road. Because you don't want to close all the gates here,
I definitely believe that by the end of this, there is evidence to support the idea that Jiren may potentially have Ultra Instinct. And let's say, for example, if Jiren does not have Ultra Instinct, it's remarkable to even see a mortal, such as someone like Jiren, be able to not only be comparative to Ultra Instinct Omen, but also based on the preview, seeing him go toe-to-toe with Master UI Goku. Now, by the end, I don't see Jiren emerging the winner out of this, nor do I believe that he does have Ultra Instinct, but if by some mere coincidence he does end up getting this power, he's going to be an officially broken character, because right now, Goku, as we just mentioned, was able to out-blitz this man. He hit him so many times, nobody was able to find out what the heck was happening, what the heck was going on, and even the gods of destruction all, stood up in honor in saying, wow, Goku, he did it. He was the one that mastered this power. So to see Jiren in this preview, throw down and really, have an equal basis with Goku is pretty much remarkable. But in the end, I wanted to get your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Let us know down below if you guys believe that perhaps maybe Jiren could also do what Goku did, and thus getting Ultra Instinct that can actually help him fare better against a Goku now who's pretty much labeled as indestructible in this fight. So do you think that this is ultimately Jiren's power on his own? Do you guys believe that perhaps maybe he does have Ultra Instinct, or at least he unlocks it? What are your overall thoughts, guys? Let us know down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, if you guys are new to this channel, don't forget to go ahead and punch that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. That way you guys can be notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto this channel. Make sure you guys also check out iVoltGaming in the description box below. He also does YouTube banners, Twitter banners. This guy's an incredible designer and actually created some of my own stuff, so make sure you guys are following him on his channel. Check out his YouTube channel and his Twitter down below. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once again, follow me on Twitter and Snapchat. I'll leave links to those down below. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Cue my outro, bitch.